and it's the property talk on the property show. Just to remind you that in the week after Christmas, that's Boxing Day, and the first week of January, these are special premiere days where we shall be unveiling and showcasing to you the inaugural property awards, the winners of the particular categories, but also to showcase to you how far we've come in the industry by showcasing all the developers that are playing in the industry and what they've come up with. I tell you, it is amazing and it is exciting. Despite the times we're in, we're getting better and better. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad to announce to you while we're still in 2021 that the big Homes Expo 2022, hopefully will be entirely open in July, shall be taking place, and we'll be giving you the details. But for us to stay open as an economy, our message from the property show is, hey, if you don't have to travel, don't travel. Whenever you're in a public place, keep your mask on. Keep your sanitizer close to you. Protect yourself and your loved ones. Speaking about the property talk conversation, Samuel, good to have you on the show again.
Thank you.
Samuel happens to come from an amazing, unique brand and family that we introduced to you a couple of months ago, Bulooka. Bulooka, that's B-U-L-O-O-K-A. So if you have your phone with you right now, tab, whichever is, Bulooka, B-U-L-O-O-K-A, the Bulooka app. Before I even get to whatever we have to discuss, so when somebody gets that app, what are they intending to find there?
Okay, just to help our viewers understand what we're all about, briefly, Bulooka is a digital platform that links buyers, sellers, facilitators of property, motor vehicles, land, to be able to work within the real estate ecosystem. So what we are dealing with here is we are bridging a gap between the buyers and the sellers to be able to operate in a frictionless environment when it comes into transaction. So so that they're able to tap into different worlds and also tap into our arena that has over about 30,000 plus users of the application, which is a beauty for them.
I earlier on in the intro told people that I'd ask one of the players in the industry, really, as Bulooka, what your take is on the public announcement by Uganda Revenue Authority to have every transaction above 10 million. Actually, my first concern, I know that in the second week of January, we shall have an official from Uganda Revenue Authority to explain a few nitty-gritties in this announcement. My first query was on, okay, wait a minute, why is it 10 million and above? What about someone who's buying land at 5 million? Is it that they're not worthy taxpayers, or what happens in there? Is it double standards? But they're saying any land that is above 10 million, you must have a TIN number. And if you don't have one, you must go online and all that and all that. And I'm thinking about some of these, old guys and traditional people in the rural areas that have never accessed these things. And the core reason is to widen the tax base. What would be your take on this?
I see a couple of sides with this, but I will speak to it in this perspective. I believe it's in good faith. But along the way, it's going to lead to a breed of a couple of vices. Per se, land is already expensive at the moment, and then you'll get to realize that because given owners are trying to meet the percentage that may come off as a result of the transaction, they could embed it already on the cost of the land, which will lead to the hiking of the pricing of the land. So I do not know how it's going to be when people begin to transact. It may be really, really expensive, which may kick some people away from actually transacting or even using the back door, which may not really serve the purpose of the whole reason why this ruling was brought in play.
Of course, to you, there are more questions than answers. That's why by second week of January, we'll have an interview exclusive on this matter. Back to Bulooka as an app. Let's start with property. We've seen a few changes, sweeps in the market, ups and downs. What has been your experience in terms of transactions? Have the transactions in property land gone down or up? What is the general experience? Of course, from a commercial perspective, we've seen certain brands exit, the likes of Nakumat, of course, previously Uchumi, that was way back, then of course Game. We've seen that happen, but what's your general experience at the moment?
I'll say the climate is really hostile, which is expected due to the whole environment we're in being locked down, and then the economy not fully being opened. For example, there are a couple of schools that have been sold off.
Schools
of the application, which is an indicator that business is not really doing well or moving in the right direction of the owners of these businesses. And then also the other positive side is that many people
Have you had bars sold?
are not yet.
Looks
Not
like
yet.
bar owners have the strongest faith, huh? Even after being locked for all this long,
Yeah,
anyway.
and then on the positive side, many people are making inquiries about property in regards to land, houses, motor vehicles, which is a plus that there's still hope. People have a need for some of these things, so we anticipate when the lockdown is lifted, there will be a rise when it comes to purchase of houses, land, motor vehicles.
Now, Bulooka, when you came in, of course, there was that interesting mishmash of property, land, houses, and cars. And there's an interesting artist in Uganda that sang that song, Go buy a car, don't die before you buy.
Yeah.
Akagenda ogule motoka, oleme kufa nga toguze motoka. And there was that interesting debate during the first lockdown on, so the people who had bought cars, how was it?
Those that had land titles and
Okay,
houses, they were
yes.
telling them use them to go to your next destination.
Ha. And then it switched when the lockdown opened. Now the ones who had bought cars were telling the guys who had the land titles of the houses, move in your house. Now, don't you find a case of an interesting competition between the two? On your app, what do people engage with the most? The land, the properties, or the cars?
I think it's a symbiotic relationship whereby it's a win-win situation on both sides, depending on what one is really looking out for. The beauty about the Bulooka application that there is a cross-selling opportunity. So if one listed a house and another listed a motor vehicle, you get to realize I came for a house, but I'll get to realize there's a motor vehicle on the application that I was also in need of.
Also, interesting. So tell us about how the vehicle thing is working right now at the moment.
So we have an interesting product we are bringing on the market in partnership with Housing Finance Bank. It's called Vehicle Asset Financing, or you could probably say Vehicle Financing. So with this, we have realized that there are many organizations, let me say banking institutions, that are doing enabling people to get finances to purchase cars, but they're looking at the brand new cars. But with Housing Finance Bank and Bulooka, we are looking at helping someone, in particular the Montua 1C, to be able to get a refurbished car. So you do not really have to stress so much. You do not really have to hustle so much to own a car. And we are saying, vamo hustle, Bulooka app. Why? Is because we understand the stress, we understand the hardships one will go through to purchase a car. It could be in terms of taxes. I've imported my car to Uganda and it's in a given bond, but I'm not able to clear the taxes. We are saying we're here to solve this problem. How? Simply go to the Bulooka application, click on the Housing Finance Bank, and then a drop down will come with the various services. Are you in need of taxes to finance the taxes for the car that is in the bond? Or do you actually want to buy off this car? All that has been stipulated.
So how this works is, and those of you that are watching right now, is once we are promoting the cause of the real estate industry, it's very important to know that the real estate industry works as an ecosystem alongside other factors and elements, because it's about a lifestyle that we're promoting. For you to have a good lifestyle and a good property, a good home, a good car definitely is inevitable. So what does someone have to do if they're watching right now and they wanted to jump onto this opportunity? How do they get the app? What happens? How does the app function and all that?
Okay, first things first, we're on Google Play Store and App Store. Simply type in Bulooka, Bulooka, and then when you download the application, you get to the home page. So there is the Housing Finance Bank logo. There are various options on how you can reach this service. So through the Housing Finance Bank logo, you can click on it and then get a drop-down menu. Are you in need of tax, or do you need loan to purchase the actual car? All that is available. So we'll take your information in regards to full names, the car you're in need of, and then the personnel on the Housing Finance Bank will get back to you in regards to how to further the transaction. And then the other option is through the Bulooka application
Yeah.
on the side of motor vehicles. You can simply be checking through, let me say, searching for a car, and then you see the car you need, but you do not have the finances to purchase this car.
Yeah.
Right there through the vehicles page, you can simply click on the car. There will be an option of accessing a loan through Housing Finance Bank, and then when you submit, the bank will get back to you in record time so that we get to finalize on the purchase of this motor vehicle. Then there is also a possibility of going through our partnered bonds, whereby there are forms you get to fill, and then you let us know of the car you're interested in, and then we'll give you the information on how you can go
And
about
all
this
that
purchase.
information is on the app.
It's on the app.
Now, part of what we like to promote at the property show is to always see an industry that is evolving and growing, and given the technological innovations that are in place, hit 2-3 birds with one stone: land, a house, property, whichever the case may be, and a car. Finally, Samuel, we are walking into 2022. Any special plans, any new plans from Bulooka, any new innovation, anything we should be looking out for?
Well, as a company, we are looking at making life easy or simple for our users or the users of the application Bulooka. That is to say, what we're basically looking at is the entirety of the real estate ecosystem. We want to become the one-stop center when it comes to houses, when it comes to motor vehicles, when it comes to land, name it, anything about real estate. That's where we want to position ourselves.
Yeah.
And as a company, we've taken the onus to say we are going to go all out, make the push, and see to it that there comes a time whereby when we talk about real estate and everything that encompasses around real estate, Bulooka Uganda Limited is your one-stop center.
Great. All we can say from the property show is Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And if you're watching right now, the app that makes your life easy in as far as land, real estate, and our car is concerned is simply Bulooka. And I hope you're looking forward to the following week, where we shall be having the Property Awards in the first week of January. Again, the Property Awards. And the nominations for 2022 will be out as early as June. So get ready to be participant in the new era of 2022.